Okay. Pretend you didn't hear the last 20 seconds. So here it is. Everything's working, right? People's looking around, blinking. Okay, now I got to record. So I hit right here, Control R or record. And it's going to record what I say, and it's going to record exactly how this guy moves. It's just going to record my character. And the playback and recording speed, yep, 1, that's fine. I don't know if you can change any of this before. Yep, yeah, you can. So the main thing here that you need to pay attention to is that your frame rate matches whatever it is in Flash. So if you want to go 12 frames per second, fine. I'm probably going to go 24, to be honest, because that's what Flash does by default. The duration, I'll just let it go. I don't know, it all just depends on how long your guy is going to be talking for and what he's going to say. And I wonder if I just broke it. It looks like I just broke it. Maybe he doesn't like the frame rate of 24. Okay, what if I go back and change it? I don't know. This is uncharted territory here. Reset pose. Uh-oh. What the heck? I don't know. I'm going to delete everything. When in doubt, kill everything. Throw Enzo back in there. Add him to the scene. Actually, okay. What the crap? Now he's working. Yeah, that makes just plenty sense, let me tell you. Oh, maybe that's, oh, that might, well, I don't know. I don't know. It's working now and I'm happy. So I guess whatever. Okay, I get it now. So if I click on this empty area down here, he's not moving. But if I click right here on the scene, then he does it. So that's weird. Good to know, though. I guess. Okay, cool. So you got to click right here. Happy days. All right, so now, oops. Okay, so before I start, I'm going to set this to 24 because that's what Flash does. And again, you kind of figure out how long you want to be going with this. I'll keep it at 16, that's fine. The width, well, we know the width. I want it to be 300 by 300. And it's really, really, really important that you change that, because if you keep that at the 1920 by 1080 or whatever it was, that's going to crash Flash. So you need to make sure you record him at 300 by 300 or however big you wanted him to be, because if not, he's going to be massively huge and Flash isn't going to be able to handle it. Okay. So I hope this will work. Here we go. So now I should be able to click on him. Okay, good. Now I got to be careful, because if I do this, right, it's going to cut him off. So maybe I'm probably going to want to make it a little bit wider, just to give him space to move his face around and stuff. Click there. Yeah, I just need to be careful that I don't get him outside of that box. Okay, cool. Save this now that I kind of know what I'm doing. Or nope. It always saved. Okay, so it looks like it has autosave. Okay, I'm gonna reset. Stare at the scene. Boom, resets. Woo! Everything's working. Okay, so I record. Hello, I'm Enzo, and I'm awesome. And I blink. And I look around. Okay, cool. So he's done. So I stop it. There's all the stuff that I need. Okay, now it went about 12 seconds or so. So I'm going to click off here and I'm going to say the duration 12 seconds. You just want to play with that duration until it gets to about where you finished. I got the width and height good. I got my frame rate, what I want it to be. So I'm done. And this is the audio and so forth. Now I could just go File, Export, and then export as a video, but the problem with doing that, it'll export it to an MP4, and MP4s, at least in this case, don't support transparent backgrounds. So if I were to put him on top of something, you would see this black square, and it wouldn't look like he's there floating on the page, right? You've done that with Photoshop and such. So you actually have to export it as a PNG sequence, which is a little crazy. But here we go. So I'm going to export that as a PNG sequence and a wave. So the wave is going to be the actual audio of me talking, and the PNG sequence will handle all of the animation. So I'm going to go to my desktop here. I'm going to save this in Character. Okay, and just hit save. Now it has to, oh, that actually went pretty quick. Okay. Because when I did it with the 1980 by 1020, it took probably a good 5 minutes. It was a little crazy. But this is what it does. Is it basically creates 24 of these pictures per second. Because it's 24 frames per second. So the first second ends right there. Right? All of these is the first second of the animation. Okay. Well, I think, right? Yeah, because it's 12 times 24. So we should be close to that. I'm not a math guy, so here we go. 288, we should be close to 288, and we are. We're 287. So it creates a picture for each, 24 pictures for each second, because it's 24 frames per second. Okay, and since these are PNGs, you have transparent backgrounds. So you are able to just kind of put this on whatever and it'll float. Okay, and then down at the bottom, it gives me a JSON file which controls probably the movement and such, and then there is my wave file of me talking probably.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm Enzo, and I'm awesome.
Okay, so that's the audio of me talking, and then we have the animation. So now I'm going to hop into Animate. HTML5 canvas. Now here's what you may want to do, which would be incorrect because it's the way I did it first, is I just imported it right here on the main timeline on the first layer. I just made like an Enzo layer, threw him on there, happy days. The problem with that is you can't move him, you can't make him smaller. He's just going to be exactly where he is. So to make it so you can resize and move him around is you need to throw him in a movie clip. Okay, so that's really, really important. So I'm going to insert a new symbol. It's going to be a movie clip. I'm going to call it Enzo. Okay, and now I'm inside of Enzo right now. And now this is where I'm going to put all the frames and the sound and all that kind of stuff. And look over here, right? If I click on the stage, I'm 24 frames per second. That's exactly what I want. I need the two to match up. So I head over to the library. There's Enzo. I'm going to double click inside of him. So now I'm inside of this movie clip, okay, that has its own timeline. So you can have multiple timelines going at once. So now this is where I want to import him in. So I'm going to say File, Import, Import to Stage. This is going to be the stage of the movie clip, not the stage, not the normal stage, not the Scene 1 stage. So File, Import, Import to Stage. Okay, that was the other one. Let me go to the right one. Character. There we go. So there it is. It's inside of this scene. And I'm going to pick the first one. Now, because it has this naming scheme, it goes, oh, this file appears to be part of a sequence of images. Do you want to import all of them? Heck yeah, I do. So I hit yes. And depending on the speed of your computer, the strength of your Animate, this will take forever or not too long. It just depends. Okay, so there it is. Now, the thing that messed me up is I'm like, okay, where are the frames? I didn't look at the number of frames that I'm out. I just thought that it didn't do anything because I expected to see a bunch of frames out here. Well, it puts you right at the end of it. So now there they all are if I go over to the left. Okay, and you can see down here that he's animating exactly the way that I recorded him. So I can move him up here. I think that didn't just screw it up, did it? It did. Okay, just kidding. Don't move him. Because if you move him, he no longer matches up with the rest of the frames. So you'll need to just hit spacebar and kind of move him in so you can see him. So now if I hit play here or enter, I can see what I get. So he's talking, he's moving around exactly how I recorded him. But we don't have sound, right? So we need to do that. So inside the movie clip, we're just going to create a new layer, call this Enzo, and the new layer I'll call sound or speech or whatever. And this is where we throw in the wave. So file, import to library this time. We're going to grab that sound file. Then click and drag it out. Now click and drag it out, make sure that you have this selected, right? You got to have that keyframe selected first. Click and drag out. And then there it is. Now it should hopefully work. Now library, what I would recommend, your library just got really gross. It just got a ton of crap in it. So I would highly recommend you create a new folder here. You can call it animation, whatever you want. I'm going to click here. Scroll all the way up to the top, hold down shift so I select everything, and then I can right click and do a move to. And I'm going to move to it into this existing folder called animation. So now I just cleaned up my library big time. Because you really don't have to go through all this stuff, kind of muck through it trying to find different things. You just want it all to be kind of tucked away in its own little folder. So now if I hit enter here, hopefully the sound and everything will line up.
Hello, I'm Enzo, and I'm awesome. And I blink. And I look
It's a little
around.
off.
Okay, cool. So he's done.
That was off. Interesting. Why was it off? You know what? It might be okay. It might just be the way it kind of plays back. Because you can kind of tell like where he talks, right? You see the big waveforms there. It's matching up. It looks like it's matching up pretty well with the mouth. So it might have been just the playback here was a little off.
That happened for me with one of my animations for the E-card. Like the sound was off to the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Once I tested it in the HTML export, it worked fine.
It was fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just probably it's lagging a little bit here. So that's good to know. Very good to know. All right, so I'm going to save this out in Flash. We'll call it character. We'll call it Enzo again. What? No. Enzo. Save. What is it doing? Character. Okay, still hasn't saved. What the heck? File, save as Enzo. Go into character. Why is it going inside of there? Stop that. Just save. Okay, so I go back out to scene 1. He's not there, but he is in my library. So all of that stuff in here, this movie clip has all of his animation, his sound, everything. So I can hit play here. It doesn't play his sound. That's okay. But at least we can kind of see the animation here. So now when I want him, so I got all this other stuff happening on the stage, whatever else is happening. And then when I want him to come in, right, I just kind of click and drag him in. And there he is. Now, because he's a movie clip, I can move him around on the stage, and this animation is going to just be embedded in that timeline and happen wherever I want. He's kind of big, so I can shrink him down. And the resizing and everything I did applied to that whole movie clip, so it applies to everything inside of there. Okay, now I can save it and run it.
Hello, I'm Enzo, and I'm awesome. And I blink. And I look around. Okay, cool. So he's done. Hello, I'm Enzo, and I'm awesome.
And it's looping.
And I blink.
Now it kind of looked to be, yeah, it was way better than it was inside of Flash. Definitely worked. But still, because you're inside of character here, because you're in here, and it's processing what you're saying on the fly, there seemed to be a little bit of a lag on this. So, you know, you could come in here. Yeah, you should be able to just take this. God, I can't shift F5. Maybe not. But, you know, you could come in here and maybe just add a couple frames or something, maybe to push this to kind of get it to match a little bit more here. So I could maybe come in here, hit F5 a couple times. Nope, that's, oh, is that overwriting them? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so that kind of offset it a little bit. So that might work, might do what you want, but you know, you can't really mess with the wave. The wave is what it is. So if you want to mess with the animation a little bit, then you can add a few frames to try to offset it a little bit. Okay, but that's it, guys. So, you know, you save it out as that PNG sequence, create a new movie clip, embed it inside of that movie clip. So now you can kind of control it, make it do whatever you want, and then record yourself. Obviously, you may want to have some sort of script that you read from. Just try not to sound like a robot or anything. I don't know. Do what you need to do. And if this goes more than 15 seconds, that's fine. But do you guys need to see any of this again? Any questions or any, I don't know. The cool thing is I recorded it all, right?
Yeah, so
Happy days.
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
But that video,
But the other one actually exported pretty quickly, and it's already in the course. So this one will probably be there in the next half hour as well. Okay? All right. I'm here to help. Ask questions as you have them. I am going to stop the recording.